Over the past couple days, we've heard a lot of rumors as to Matt Nagy's job security from Adam Schefter. Getting into the playoffs for the second time in his 3-year tenure pretty much cements his spot going into next season, and in my opinion, rightfully so. That being said, we haven't heard too many rumors of Ryan Pace's job security, someone who has caught a lot of flack for drafting someone like Mitchell Trubisky and Kevin White in the first round, especially over some specific names below them. What's up, guys? It's Austin with the Bare Necessities, and today we're going to be breaking down some recent front office shuffling rumors that have been surfacing since the Bears have made the playoffs. But before we get into it, guys, please make sure to leave a like and comment under this video. Tell me what you think about the Bears potentially shuffling up the front office, and tell me what you think about some of the rumored names. Let's get into it. At 9:30 a.m. Central Time, January 4th, Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune rumored that the Chicago Bears may in fact be targeting Chiefs Director of Football Operations Mike Borgonzi. Borgonzi is someone who has been surrounded with the Chiefs for about 8 years now and has taken an instrumental part in their success. Borgonzi also has previous experience with Matt Nagy. That being said, he also mentions that he does not believe Ryan Pace will in fact be fired, but rather promoted to president of the Chicago Bears following the inevitable retirement of Ted Phillips following the season. Biggs states that he's had two separate, unrelated sources mention Borgonzi's name for the Chicago Bears over the past couple of days, and it's really increased his belief that he might be that guy. That being said, he also mentions, though, that it's not cemented that he will be that guy, and the Chicago Bears should also be targeting other names as well. As far as my analysis on this, I'm a big fan of this idea, not necessarily with specifically Mike Borgonzi, but the idea of moving Ryan Pace up to the president position. I think Bears fans would not only get someone that most of them genuinely like as a team president, but they would also get a new person at the head making the decisions when it comes to the draft, or at least contributing to the decisions when it comes to the draft. Specifically, Ryan Pace is noted for his lack of competence when dealing with the quarterback position, and while he may have only really had one true go at quarterback, being Mitchell Trubisky, it is scary to think that he could potentially bust on another quarterback. That being said, bringing in another GM to help with making that quarterback decision might be the best thing possible. Borgonzi also has a lot more experience as far as drafting really talented offensive players, as been shown throughout his resume over the past couple of years for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Ryan Pace has done a better job at drafting defensive players. I do believe that even if Ryan Pace is promoted to president, that he still would hold probably the top role in the organization when it comes to decision making. And that's okay. Having more hands on deck for the Chicago Bears is a positive influence overall. It's going to allow Ryan Pace to maybe delegate some responsibilities of the offense to Borgonzi if he ends up being the guy, or whoever is brought in. And personally, I like Ryan Pace. I think he is a good GM, and I think he's done a really good job taking this Bears team from being a laughingstock in the NFL to a consistent playoff contender. He does need to make that next step, though. We need to be able to go to the Super Bowl. We need to match up with the Packers, and we need to match up with Super Bowl contending teams. This also could be very positive if the Chicago Bears decide to try to solve that quarterback position this offseason. There have been some rumors that the Chicago Bears are considering bringing back Mitchell Trubisky. However, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that Mitchell Trubisky is going to be ending his final year with the Chicago Bears this year, or if not, he's going to be used as some sort of bridge quarterback for someone that we draft this year. This would make a lot of sense as to why we would do an organizational restructure right now, just so that we can have the setup going forward for our future. If the Chicago Bears do decide to bring in another GM to replace Ryan Pace at that position, I do want him to have a lot of experience drafting that quarterback position. That is the number one thing that this team has failed to figure out over the past God knows how many years, and it's very important that we get it figured out this year. And for anyone who doesn't trust the source of Brad Biggs, he is a very reliable source for Chicago sports news. He's gotten a lot of different things right, and he's even sort of outbeat international media on a lot of major Chicago Bears storylines. And while it won't be for sure until we get that notification from Bleacher Report or whatever news app you use, it is interesting to understand that the Bears are at least looking at their options available for them going into next season. All right, guys, so thank you so much. Make sure to also check out the reaction to the Green Bay Packers game that we posted today. And I will be making these videos once we actually have some more specific information as to what's happening with the Chicago Bears organization. Thank you guys so much, and bear down.